Okay, JD, this is videos just for you only, mate. You asked me to make a video about how to use Lumion a bit easier, a bit better. There is no real way to make Lumion easy for you or how to use it easier. It's basically just play in the game, in the program until you find what you like. Personally, that's the way I see it, mate. You know, everyone's different though, and everyone has their own um, way of learning. So it's up to you how you learn and how you see it. Personally, this is just so you can see how I use it. First of all, you need the add-on export to Lumion. To export to Lumion, you need to be in a 3D, mate. Second of all, go through your whole lot of stuff like your roof, your so with your roof, you put on edit type, it'll have no material to apply. Okay, why is that? I don't know. They just do it. It really can be a problem when going. If you're doing one roof, it does it all because it's under the same heading. Um, Walls like um, this wall, um, this wall, this wall, this wall. I don't know why Brian made three different walls. I guess he just didn't understand how to do certain things with Revit. But it comes down to how you perceive it, mate. It's not actually. You could change all these so you can render them to look real. I leave them as a dark thing because the actual um, thing you want people to see and take into um, it's basically okay. Thanks, Connor. It's basically, mate, so you can see what you can do and what you can't do. If you've got things that you want to put in as new construction, put them in as new construction straight away. Don't wait until you get into the game. Set up your grounds. So if you wanted to extend this and have roads and yeah, so this is basically yeah, okay. Thanks, no problems. Sweet. That's my gaming community. Forget about that, bro. So if you want roads and stuff and driveways and all that, you set it all up in Revit before you go to Lumion, as you're probably well aware, to a certain degree. Assign materials to every individual component that you have. So if you've got like this is a flooring, but I've assigned it to a standard timber wash. This is flooring, same again, same process. It's just a patio. If you're going to put a post in, put the posts in, make them. Oh fuck me! Oh, what happened there? If you if you've got, you know, you want the shrouding around from underneath your patio or pergola or whatever it is that you alfresco area, and you've got posts, but you don't want to see that. You want to see this nice, neat little, you know, wooden timber cladding going around. That's 25 mil, whatever it is that you want to do. Do it all in post. Right now, here you've got a door, but you've got no stairs. You do that now in post. You don't do that once it's in. Lumion won't do it for you. So you've got to add everything you want in your Lumion. So if you're doing a walkthrough, put it all in post before you go in. So I'll just export this. So collect textures, base point, north, project north, geometry accuracy, normal. I always say normal because, but if you're not sure about your geometry, go to one of your elevation site. Say, well, that didn't work, did it? Right, and it'll give you where your floor is. You can change all these to suit. I know it can be annoying as hell, especially if you're not wanting it to be involved or embedded. When you do export, realize these are the heights that it's going to import it at. Lumion will set it at that height, so it's going to be up in the air. It's not going to be on the ground level. To change that, you have to do that in Lumion. So go back, export to Lumion, export. We will go to desktop because it's something I don't want to collect. Okay, this is a collada file, which is what you're going to use. Always go to Lumion. As you can see, save. Do you want to replace it? Yes. Boom. It will then export everything that I have in this to the file that I need for Lumion. Once you've exported this, close down Revit. So we wait for it to do its job. It's collecting all the information. It's cut my building in bits. No, I'm joking. It's basically, that's it. It's done. So you can get out of Revit. Save changes. Yes. Always save. Always save. I've learnt that one thing. Okay, so let me just close that down. You don't really need to read that. Then what we do is we go find Lumion 6. So if you don't have Lumion 6, don't stress. It is a great program. It's awesome. Actually, I feel Lumion 6 kicks ass over any other Lumion that I've used for a program. So open up your Lumion. Of course, mine's going to take a fair bit of time to open because of the machine. So I'm going to pause it and I'll bring you back in once we're opened up and I'll show you how to import. Okay, so once Lumion loads, you get a similar startup like this. Lumion 6, of course, has a few extra setouts. So it's depending on what you're trying to achieve and what you wanting to actually show in your thing. I always go with just a stock standard plane, depending on time of day and all the rest of it. And then we come across to this one here, which will give you the ability to load objects. Go down to load objects and you'll have different choices in placing the object or mass placing. What's mass placing? It's similar to making a forest. You can make a forest with this. This is why I love this program. Or you can just get in here and imports. Now imports is import a new model. So you go back up, double click on it. Yes, that's exactly, name already exists. So you go house on the prairie, I don't know, house on the plains. Say okay. Let it do its little thing. Okay. We want to say there. Okay. To see if you've implemented it or if it's in, look up because, oh no, it's not there. Look up. No, we come across to the edit properties. Click on this dot. Contents, no. There is a way to bring up a list. Of transformation, place on ground. Click on that transformation. Nope, that's place on ground. No, we don't want that one. It's no, not extras. Right, yeah. There is a way to do it that you can actually change all these. Here we go. Click on this box. This gives you, say, I want X10. Did something. Say X25. It's moving, but not fast enough. So let's go minus 90. No. Minus 105. No. 110. No. 115. No. 120. No. 129. Oh, again somewhere. Starting to see a few of the changes. 130. 135. Oh, they've got it on the ground. So what we want to do now is we want to see if it's on the ground or if it's in the ground. Well, let's have a looky. Go through. That looks pretty good, doesn't it? But the house is actually inside the ground. We don't want it inside the ground. So you change that to 134.8. Well, that's okay, but not what we want. So 0.8 is probably not the best, so we'll say 0.7. Well, that's sitting up. 7.5. Well, there you go. Pretty damn close, I'd say. Wouldn't you? Oh, I know I'm great, but seriously, mate. This is where we go, wow, look at that. That looks pretty good. How's it look out the back here? Okay. So 5 is not what we want. 1.7 is sitting a fraction too high. So what we'll do is we'll go 1. Three, 4, and 5. Brings it all the way down to where we want it. So now we're happy with where we've placed it. And that's how you can move it. If you've got something sitting up in the air, that's how you move it to the ground. You don't use the move button, these buttons here, because once you start playing with that, it is unchangeable, untangible to change, and you lose the dot. Where if you come into here, you can actually move it, round and spaces, and so as you can see, when you've got it all up and running, you can then come in and change all the materials except for the grey stuff. Grey stuff will not change. White stuff will change. Grey stuff is usually going to set you back and make you cry. Okay. But as you can see, most stuff will come in and be its own little self. So once you've got the position in, we come to our side materials. All right. Click on the material. As you can see, some things will light up together, which is a pain in the bum if you've got a lot of things will come in at the same. So you click on that. Choose nature as a tag. Woodland. Not the best idea there. You just go through and try and find what is best suited to your. That's not working. Indoor, outdoor, wood. Just go through all the woods until you find something that you go, wow, that's popping, or gee, that's really nice, and that's what I'm trying to achieve. Just because you see it and think it looks great, it doesn't always look good on. And this is why when you're using models, you have to change materials and give them different names, because you look at that and you go, wow, look at that. That pretty well is how to fly around. That's the other thing I like about this. The one thing I do love about Lumion is you can fly around, you can look at the whole thing and go, gee, the wood look great for fencing, but does it look great for that paneling? Probably not the best. Is that better? No. Getting there, but I don't know. Nah, definitely not. Too light. No, you might as well just paint with. You got to find the wood that is going to pop and sing and sell the design. Now, I like this one because it's real wooden texture. Sings to me. Some people would obviously argue with that. Now, outdoor again, wood again. Now, remember there are multiple tags, so you can basically find the timber that's going to be best suited. Well, that just looks like a big piece of shit, mate. Alright, that looks pretty cool, because you got your wood, got this wood, and you've got that wood. Now, glass. This is where glass. I always go with this glass because it's an awesome glass material. It really is a better glass than, and Pure Glass is actually a company of glass manufacturers. So you get the idea of this, how to do it. Go through, choose your materials, choose your things. Once you've done all your material settings and your glass settings, and you go in and you go, oh look, I want to now go inside. Wow, look at that flooring. That looks pretty damn awesome, right? But I'm missing this here, I'm missing the tiles. So indoor tiles, and then just go through the tiles until you find a tile that sings to your liking. Normally that's about right for homes. Marble tiles, there's a whole different range of tiling. Like, you can have pattern tiles, standard tiles. I always just find a stock standard. Gross. Looks like something out of the 70s. I'm living in the 70s, and I don't know what it means. Oh, some of the choices are just horrid, but this is what we go through. I always just go through until I find a tile that kind of sings out, and I'll go with a stock standard tile. No, not that one. No, definitely not that one. Alright, we'll say that one. Alright, we'll just say they're going for that. Of course you can then do the other juiciest parts in. You can show that you've got this beautiful layout of their house, and you always do your internal or externals away from your internal. So you do your internal stuff after you've done all your internal. So you can put beds and stuff in, and closets, and come in and, oh, look at that, that looks awesome. True. Wall tiles, you can do all these you can always do this stuff. That's too much. As you can see, it's my memory's getting too much. As you can see, it gets a bit too much for my computer at the moment, because what I'll do is I'll set it up and then I'll come back and show you what I've done. Okay, so once you've done all your material selections, the the whole lot then comes down to how do you go through. And I know a lot of people say, oh, then, but how do I go into this now? So you save it, and you go, okay, that was my material. Now I want to make a movie. Mick, how do I do that? Go into the movie tag, movie from file, movie from image, or record. Press record, and this is the thing about Lumion that beats Revit and beats Rhino, and it beats a few other programs out there. 3ds Max as well, because I find 3ds Max is really in depth. It's not really, for me, 3ds Max is not the be all and end all of, because I'm not trying to sell the idea as real. I want it to look fairly decent. So you come in, and you take photos of where you're going to be, of where it's going to be, what you're showing. Okay, and that's it. Now, how that looks is this. Lumion takes where you're taking the photos and pong. Alright, and you can keep going around and adding photos. And once you've done that, you can slow it down. Speed it up, the clip, or you can have a slow intro into the thing. Always do 3 shots as the max when you're doing it, because once you've got the speed, you've got everything, you go, yeah, that's the first frame. Okay, that's the frame. Now play, it'll play through the whole movie. Now that frame is set for everything. You can put trees, you can put wind, you can put, as you can see, it's very, 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 very slow in its movement, but it's smooth. There's no sharp, jagged turns. There's nothing walking through things. Keep it at a height. Save movie. If you do that, you just press this and you go, okay, final output audio per second, choose resolution. You can say, I want it to be massive, Mick, I want it to be huge, and you go, okay, start movie export, call it moving up driveway. Right, as the movie. Go into your desktop, Michael. Go to Lumion, and that's hit save. Okay, now it takes seconds for my machine, and that's just because my machine's shit. As you can see, what it's doing is it's rendering each frame. So once this is finished, then I'll show. What I do is I always make my movies in Lumion. I do all the site work. I do all the other crap that I want with it as well. Like putting in different different aspecting as well. You can always stick it up off the ground so it's not as high. Where its location, where the location is at the moment, it's set for. You can set it for Australia as well, mate. You can do all that by just researching videos out there on how to do that in YouTube. But that's pretty much the basics. If you have any problems, let me know. Tell me exactly with, like how to make materials or whatever it is that you're trying to do. just let me know. Hopefully this video helped you a little bit. If it's not, I'm sorry. All right.